Hello, guys, everybody who wants to watch whatever. So, I just want to talk about some things in my life right now. Just a real quick vlogage, like message. So, yeah. So today I went to Target and I went to go pick up some makeup and some clothes. Yeah, and it was fun. It was like really scary when I first came in there. So it was my first like it's not my first time buying women's clothing or whatever or products, but like it was like my first time like actually doing it like in a way where it's like it's just been a while, you know what I mean? Like honestly, it's been a while and I'm not like being like half-assed. I'm not like I didn't like okay, I went this is what happened. I went to the women's section and I saw people there, so I kind of skimmed over it. I didn't go in the women's section. I kind of like walked like around it. And then I had went to the men's section to, kind of like standoffish and then like waited till like maybe like I was just kind of like spying on like, okay, what do I want or whatever. And then I was like, okay, when I wanted it, I just went over there, I got it. You know what I mean? And so like I got it in the cart, but I basically was like dodging people. I'm not gonna lie, I was dodging people because I didn't want that awkward confrontation of like, why is this big old black dreadlock nigga like, you know what I mean? Like literally buying like women's clothing. And so that's the reason why I was kind of like, I don't want anybody to like look at me like weird and be weird and just I don't want to make it an uncomfortable experience. And honestly, I really don't need anybody to be like, "Oh, good for you, you're fucking buying clothes." You know what I mean? Like, I don't need that shit like at all. So that's why I was kind of like, I just want to go in there and buy clothes regularly, but it's not a regular thing. So, um, I like basically yeah, I did that. I just started filling my cart up basically my little basket up with like feminine things, feminine products. I got some new nail polish and some new eye makeup, as you can see, and things like that. That's what I pretty much did. But like the way I did it was like, I mean, at first, but it comes especially with the clothes, because you're it's like clothes, it's just the body, and always feel uncomfortable because I am a male, and I feel like being a male is uncomfortable, especially noticeably a male. It's uncomfortable for women to want to feel vulnerable around you, especially with their bodies, because it's not just a sexual thing for them. It's like it's for like their actual like bodies, their bodies. They have to take care of their bodies. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just things like that. So that's like to have a guy there. You know what I mean? Like guys don't really worry about their bust, the waist, their hips. You get what I'm saying? And like if their clothes that fit them a certain way. Like guys are just like, okay, I got me a shirt. Okay, I put that rag on me, and that's all that I think about. So when it comes to dealing with feminine things or the female spectrum or the feminine spectrum or whatever, you have a lot of females that are going to feel uncomfortable with males in those spaces. So that's the reason why it's like it makes sense for me just to be a little more cautious and not always just jump into it. And plus, I don't really find women that are like, "Ooh, I support you, I support you." I don't really find women like that to be like, I don't take them seriously. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of times they don't really know what they're getting themselves into, especially specifically with the individual that they're getting themselves into with. And a lot of it has to do with like rhetoric and political talk and things like that. And it's just not really about, even social politically talks and stuff like that. But it's not like the actual individual person and what they're dealing with in real life. And so that's the reason why it's like I'm not really. And with women, women are not like guys. Guys are very direct. Women are very catty and they go behind closed doors. So it's just like I just try to steer clear away from women and whatever they got going on until like I feel comfortable enough. I'm not gonna lie, to be stealth enough or whatever, or at least passable enough, or at least attractive enough, or something enough to be like, okay, I can just like come in there and like, it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? But right now, starting off, no. And yeah, I really was like scared, but I was at this point. I'm at this point in my life where I'm like, fuck it, I do not care. Like I just don't care. You know what I mean? Like I just don't care if any of the old buddies are like, oh, like I can't believe you're doing this, or like, you know what I mean? I don't really care about other people's opinions. I just care about being safe and not having the whole world turn against me type shit. You know what I mean? Like I just turn around and like a whole crowd of people are just looking at me like, no, I'm not having that. It's not me. I'm not that type of person in general. I've never been that type of person. So it's like this is not gonna allow, like, I'm not gonna fall for the rhetoric and be like, oh my god, guys, I'm transgender now, like, respect me or die. And they're just like, we're not gonna die, you're gonna die. And it's just like, no, like, I'm not trying to, no, like, I'm not doing any of that. We're not doing that. And so that's what I'm kind of on right now. I'm just kind of like, I feel comfortable, but at the same time, like, it's hard because I can't really go out certain places like this. You know what I mean? But it was a good experience. I mean, if I'm buying my clothes, it's not the first time I said buying clothes, but like, it's kind of the first time I've actually said, you know what, like, I'm gonna buy clothes. Because honestly, I can't remember the last time I bought actual clothes. This is kind of the first time I bought clothes, like in a store, to go inside there and just be like, I'm gonna look and find clothes. You know, it's really kind of hard too because, like, even with guy clothes, I don't even like try them on. You know what I mean? With women's clothes, I think you should try them on, but that's another subject. You know, we're talking about fitting rooms and all that. Anyways, you know, they don't really do that much anymore. Like, fitting rooms are not like accessible. Like, there's never anybody there. Anyways, so yeah, so I bought this, like, I guess blouse tank top ish. See, with women's clothing, it goes down, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if because I have high estrogen. I believe personally that, like, I have estrogen in my brain and I have testosterone in my testicles, and like that's where the mismatch comes in. And so I don't have a problem with that. So I'm not like on some like trans woman stuff. I'm more like on some like two spirited type of mentalities. And like for me, it's like that's my train of thought. But yeah, I like did this yellow nail polish. Got from the dollar store. I'm not gonna lie, dollar store has some saves. If you know how to work the magic, you actually might be able to like make something happen. You know what I mean? But this right here, $1. And like to go to to Walmart or Target or any drugstore, CVS or Walgreens, and like get it for like $7, $8, $9. Wow, like that's a meal right there. Yeah. Anyways, I'm cheap. And so yeah, we got this like blouse, and I really can't show you right now, but I have a long black dress, and I think it's cut off like right here. And so yeah, that's what we're doing right now. And yeah, I just want to talk about that real quick. Let's talk about something else real quick while we're on here, like attraction and everything. So many different things that's happening. I've been taking like this right here, periphery mariferica. It's like a herb that helps with estrogen. So I'm putting more estrogen in my body, and I'm reading a lot of articles that primates have the ability to override their hyperthermos in their brain to produce more estrogen. And I think that's what I think transgender people do. I think that's what I've been doing my whole life by cultivating femininity. You know what I'm saying? You produce more estrogen, and I feel like that's just something that starts in the brain, but then reacts outside. Doing feminine things, wanting to be like a girl and shit, and then like actually like kind of like saying, okay, you're a girl. It kind of like produces more estrogen, I feel like, in your body in general. But that's just my thoughts on it. And so yeah, I've been doing that, and it's like it's been helping me a lot lately. I guess in my mind, it's kind of calmed me down. I do feel way more calm on that. Like I don't feel that testosterone rush. And I took black collage for like 6 months at a time, but like one I was 23, and then one recently, like last year, a 6 month time. But every time I do it, like I have like internal bleeding or something. Basically, my poop or my stool turns like bloody. So it's like I had to stop that, and so that's the reason why it's like it messed up my like liver and my gut, and so I had to restore that. And so I'm taking this now, and this just feels more better. And I think because black collage is a testosterone blocker, and I was just on that only, it was like I was just dying because I am male, you know. So like I think with the estrogen, like they say that basically there's a way you can override the testosterone. Like if you put a lot of estrogen in your body, like it's going to basically like override the testosterone and basically lower the testosterone down, or just be at levels where you know what I mean? Like let's say like it's a 3-to-2 ratio, 2 testosterone, 3 estrogen, and that's like the normal like way for women or whatever. Like if you're a man, you have like 4 testosterone and like 3 estrogen. If you get your estrogen like in that confines, I guess, then you know what I mean, that 2-to-3 ratio. Then I think that's like the same type of thing. That's what they're saying basically in these articles. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm trying to do now until like I get on real hormones. I just don't want to live in my car and like be living like you know what I mean vicariously. I want to kind of have a plan that way I can actually like be on hormones for a long period of time, and I'm not just like, oh, I didn't know this was happening or that was happening, or You know what I mean? Like something like that. So, but either way, I'm not. I want to get into it still. I'm still gonna get into it, even if I'm not like really prepared or not. Only because it's like I realize like sometimes you just don't know. You know what I mean? Sometimes things happen. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. And sexually, I want to talk about this real quick. I used to really be like fantasizing about men, and that had to do a lot with my womanhood in that sense. But I mean, it's just a natural need. It's part of your hormones. Like, if you are producing more estrogen, you're gonna want that testosterone, like that male representation to like give you that sense of wholeness. But you know what I mean? Like for me personally, being a two spirited person, like I don't really need it. You know what I mean? Because I have it myself, and so like that's why I like continue not really caring about men right now. Like when the transition became more serious, and it was not just cross dressing, it was not just sissy. I don't know, sissy girl time. You know what I mean? Like it was not like that anymore. It became like okay, like this is like who I am. Like why am I like this? And then like you know you feel like those long times of not acting like you want to act like acting like yourself, and then like you end up like I don't know how to explain this, but like you end up like just it's like anything like you're hungry and then like you wait all day to eat, you're gonna think your mind is gonna eat more than your actual face. You know what I mean? Like so you end up gonna like have all this food and you're not gonna eat it all. You know, and that happens a lot basically with kind of like cross dressing or whatever you want to call it. So I feel like that's what happened to me. I feel like I was doing that, and I feel like even right now I'm acting. I'm not really acting like I don't act like this regularly all the time. I mostly still act like a guy, but it's just like I'm acting like this right now with you guys because like more or less you're probably an admirer or you're probably like a girlfriend, like look girl, and so that's why we're having this little conversation. You know what I mean? Because we got to have these conversations. Guys have these conversations. When we were guys, when we had friends that were guys, we used to like talk like that. So it's like we need that time to have that balance. You know what I mean? And so that's what we're doing right now. Um, yeah.